Hi there and welcome back to the World Tour Wednesdays. Now this week I know we are in China, but as we've always said, we're willing to recap artists who have been in countries we've covered before, South Korea being one of the ones that we mainly come back to, where people are suggesting, oh, there's more you should listen to, or there's basically been a following for a certain artist and people are encouraging us to listen to more and analyse more. And certainly for me, I've been quite enjoying a lot of the suggestions you guys have given. If something's good, why not develop it? Now we had two artists in particular from Korea from South Korea who we really sort of latched onto and had some interesting things told to us about. Now one of them was Dreamcatcher, who are kind of an alternative, slightly rocky girl group from Korea. A lot of the South Korean girl groups have a kind of a similar sound, it's the thing which is popular in Korea at the moment. They were quite different in what they did, and so we've been following up a little bit on Dreamcatcher, but the other one was Twice. Now, whereas Dreamcatcher came completely out of nowhere, Twice was a bit of a surprise to me because I kind of had heard a bit of Twice before, and I must admit, what I'd heard, just glimpses on the radio, it wasn't really appealing to me. I wasn't really liking it. It just sounded a bit like a bit of an American knockoff. And yet, upon reviewing them on this channel, I've been quite surprised. The first song I heard by them was Breakthrough, which I was relatively impressed with. The more I've listened to it, the more it's grown on me. I do still think that there was room for them to do more with that song, but it was a great song. And the second one was What Is Love, which, yes, admittedly, it's so sugary it could give you diabetes, but it was one hell of a catchy song, and you know what, I've just found myself actually really loving that. I've listened to it quite a few times since I did the review, and it's really grown on me. I just think it has a joy to it, it has a pleasantness to it, and the thing that I've actually quite liked about Twice as well is, as much as these girl groups have a lot of this media attention, and they really try and hype up the artists and get the artists a little bit too, their lives a little bit too exposed online and things like this, and it gets a little bit tacky. I must admit that Twice as a general look like a group who actually enjoy what they do, which sometimes is hard to say about other groups. Sort of look at those big machine groups like in the AKB48s of Japan, or groups like there's a few Korean ones. I think Girls' Generation was one of the ones. From the little I remember of them before, years ago when I was living with a Korean person, I just remember sort of looking at them thinking, you don't look like you guys are enjoying this hugely. Maybe if you've got some Korean fans, they can correct me, but they didn't look like they had much joy in what they did. However, Twice has been a bit of an exception. Every time I see them, they just kind of look like they're enjoying what they're doing. So this is now the third reviews of Twice that we're doing. We're kind of bouncing between recapping Twice and Dreamcatcher songs from Korea as we move forwards. But this one, there has been a lot of suggestions, but like I say, I'm trying to follow a pattern of the ones that seem to be in what I would like, considering I don't know what they're going to sound like till I hear them. This one is a song called Knock Knock. Who's there? Twice. Worst joke ever, I apologise. So, less rambling. I've already been rambling for over 3 minutes. Let's get straight into this and listen to Twice with Knock Knock. Oh damn, that's going to do my eyes in.
시가 되면 닥쳐요. 조금 맛을 들려줄래요. 난 knock on my door. 난 knock on my door. 밤이 되면 내 맘속에 주문이 열리죠. 누군가 필요해. Someone else. 자꾸 상상이네. 몰래 훔쳐보네.
Muted guitars and a 4-on-floor beat. 2010 is back.
빼보나마나 빼볼 확신이 필요해. 난 맘이 열리게 두드려줘. 세게 쿵쿵 다시 한번 쿵쿵. Baby 난 knock on my door. 난 쉽게 열리지는 않을 거야. 내일도 뭐라도 다시 와줘. 준비하고 기다릴 거야. Baby 난 knock on my door. 난 그 하루가 듣고 싶은 거야. Knock on my door. 필요 없어 거두기 I'll get lucky. 진심이면 everything's gonna be okay. 어떻게 벌써 왔나봐. 잠시만 기다려줄래요.
I mean, this is what I mean. Every shot's engineered, but they actually look like they're enjoying it.
Making your 생생 울리면 매일 찾아와 줄래. 세상 맞출래. 맹 돌다간 잠 들어버릴 거려. knock on my door. knock on my door. Come in, baby, take my hand. 내 머리 열리게 두드려줘. 세게
I think this is going to be one of those earworm hooks. I'm going to have to see how it develops on me. I don't know if this is going to become one that really grows on me or if it's going to get more and more annoying the more I hear it. That na 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 thing, I don't know. When they said the Twice coaster, I thought it was like a drink coaster. Someone sent them a gigantic coaster so they can keep all their drinks at once without getting the table wet.
시간이 지나면 굳어있던 내 마음이 내 마음이 아이스크림처럼 녹아버릴 테니까 고마워 내 맘이야 네가 두드렸죠 다시 한번 baby 난난난난 할 거 말고 난난난난 쉽게 열리지 않을 거야 내일도 모레도 다시 와줘
However deeply we analyse this song, there's no doubt that it's just very easy to listen to, very light and easy on the ears, and just kind of, it's a friend to the ear. What on earth is the narrative to this video? Oh, creepy. Creepy. Wait, so they're ghosts trying to get back into the house. This is going to be one of those, this seems to be a popular thing in Korea to have music videos that have a conjoined story. I know it's not just Korea, but that happens a lot more in Korea than I think in other countries. I get the feeling this is one of those ones where it's been to be continued off of something else. Nice little twist at the end. I'm not 100% sure what it means, but it does almost give the impression that they were like ghosts living in the house or something. I don't know, let's skip past that. The video basically, I'll cover the video quickly and just say the video was nice in all of the ways that I kind of said about the last one we watched, What Is Love? What Is Love was more creative than this, I will admit. It had more of a sort of tongue-in-cheek, it had more of a funny, cheeky element. But this one had the same basic qualities of being bright and colourful. That stop-motion thing they did at the beginning with the girls moving around. I know it takes a little bit of time, but it doesn't take too long to do that, especially if you've pre-choreographed all the movements. I wish they put more of that into the video because that was really fun. It had a real element of creativity to it. I think they could have made the video more interesting by having more of that happen. But the video was bright, it was easy to listen to, and I think the video in a lot of ways, I'm going to compare this partly to the two songs I've heard before because I think there's a relevant comparison to both. If we compared it to What Is Love, yeah, okay, I got to admit, What Is Love, I think that's a really, really catchy song, and it's still playing on the radio in Japan. You hear it a lot, just occasionally. There was a delivery guy who came here, I was helping him get all the boxes out of the, you know this room's full of boxes if you've been on this channel for a while. I was helping him get the boxes out of his van, and that was playing on his radio at the same time. I was like, oh yeah, catchy. So that song's really popular, and this song I can't see it ever being quite as big. I don't think it was from what I checked on the number of millions of views it has, but all of their songs have like 200-300 million views, so they're not unpopular, that's for certain. Surely they must be quite a big name, you think? Yes, they are. It's one of those things though where in the scope of what they do, this song is never going to be quite as big as What Is Love because of the fact that it has less identifiable traits in either the video or the song. Now, it has the same quality of being catchy, has the same quality of basically being likeable, it has the same quality of putting a smile on your face, has the same colourful qualities in the video, the happy qualities, the quality that when they're all performing together, there are some, I hate to say it, there's some Korean girl groups, you see them all performing together and it looks like, am I watching some kind of striptease? It's like, it's way too over-sexualised. I like the fact that when Twice do their thing, it just kind of looks like, I say, they're just dancing, they're having fun, it's kind of cool. Yeah, obviously when you've got a group of however many attractive women, I'm not saying there's nothing attractive about it, I'm just saying that it's not sexually thrown in your face, which a lot of K-pop does, and it's really annoying. It's just kind of like, great, I don't even know you and I've just seen 7 butts to this video. So I like that Twice don't do that. I like that Twice are more restrained with their image from what I've seen, certainly. Please don't let me down. So there's a lot of qualities to be had on that side, but I do think that this one, like I say, it had that colourful, friendly feeling that you just cannot hate it, but it doesn't have as much to hook you in. With What Is Love, you had the sort of funny, the movie rip-offs in the music video, so a lot of set designs that we would have known. The song had, in the chorus is more detailed, the verses have more, the rap breakdown was more interesting, the bridge had a lot going on. The bridge in this one, there was a section where the bridge was just kind of like dum 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 dum, and nothing was really happening. It was just muted guitar, drum beat, and a couple of little plinky plonky synthesizers, and it was not bad. It wasn't something where you go, oh, this sounds horrible. It's just, it was so kind of nothing that it kind of felt like the song had been put on hold for a while. It was like, oh, let's just keep the backing going while someone works out what to do next. So, you know, like I say, there's nothing immediately bad about this. I just feel it's very underdeveloped, and this is where I'm going to bring it to Breakthrough, because a lot, like I said about Breakthrough, the concept of Breakthrough, everything sounded really good. I loved the rhythm, I loved the kind of more snappy feel of it. I loved how it kind of felt a little bit old school, but also quite in a funky, almost like it had elements of modern EDM mixed with sort of more old school sounds, but it felt like undeveloped, like they hadn't quite finished it. This has a similar feeling to it. Like, okay, you've got the basic sounds are great, but not so far developed. It almost feels like, as a group, and I don't blame them considering how big their following is, that they might be a little bit scared to take any risks sonically. I mean, the reason why What Is Love was such a developed song with so much detail, I think primarily comes down to the fact that it was so obvious that they were going in a direction where this song was going to be a pop hit, whatever they did, that they felt like they could really develop the sound. Whereas with some of the other songs, I feel like they may be a bit restrained. Now, there could be an element of minimalism, it could be a minimalism by choice, but this is harking back to a lot of sounds that we heard from what I consider to actually be a latter-day golden age of pop, and this is something that I haven't really mentioned too much before, but I think if you look at Western pop about 10 years ago, actually, around about the turn of the last decade, around about 2010, there was a point where pop actually had a bit of a revival of having some great songs, and a little bit of a rock vibe came into pop songs. There was some tropes, and one of them was the one that I pointed out in this, where a lot of songs started out with like a dun 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 dun, dun muted guitar, and then a boom 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 kick underneath, and someone would sing the opening line, and then it would build up into a chorus. So there were certain tropes, but there was a certain musicality really came back into pop that hadn't been there for the years prior. And that's kind of gone away a bit again recently, and this sort of harken back to that, and a lot of what I've heard from Twice that I've liked sounds like Western pop from about 2010, you know. It has a musicality as well as having a very produced sheen to it. So, you know, like I say, there are a lot of things to like about this, and I know I've rambled in a lot of directions about this one, so apologies if this has been a very round the houses sort of reviews, but if you guys know this channel, you know that I don't edit because I love rambling, I love everything to come off the top of my head, and if you can follow it and enjoy it, that's great. If you can't, then I'm sorry. I don't write scripts. But yeah, lots of things that I like about this in theory. Let's just sum up the points quickly. I like the fact it's got a joy to it. The joy looks genuine. I like the colourful nature of the video. I do think it's catchy. I do think it sort of has some nice sounds in it. Like I say, sounds that I do enjoy, like the little muted guitar and the sort of fun beat and everything like that. I do, however, feel that it doesn't bring anything particularly new. It's not memorable enough to rely on just being likeable. I think it should do more to stand out. I think that it has got a little bit of a section in the middle where nothing seems to be happening for a few bars, which gets a little bit confusing. I just think it's a song that has, like with Breakthrough, it has unlocked potential that could be gone into, but left to its own devices, it certainly is not something that I think there's any good reason to turn off if it comes on your radio, and I do think it's something that you're going to find yourself singing along to. I'm going to give this a few more listens before I check out any more Twice in the future, and I'm interested in seeing if that na 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 bit gets irritating or actually gets catchy. It's very hard to tell which way that sort of thing is going to go. Like I say, when I heard What Is Love, I kind of thought this could be quite an irritating song, and actually I've listened to it quite a few times since because I am just finding it quite catchy and enjoyable. So anyway, thank you so much for joining me here. As always, I'm still a newbie for Twice, so you know, get in the comments and tell me if you know more about the artist. Tell me more about the artist. If you don't know so much about the artist, then feel free to join in and give your own opinions as well. It's all about the opinions. There's no wrong, no right. You can love the song, you can hate the song. Just talk nice and civilly to all of our other people. I love that we've got such a variation of people on this channel. But for now, from Japan, where we're based, thank you so much, and Ciao, ciao.